Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue green globe of ours. Welcome to a special edition of Real News Live. This is a Friday morning or afternoon news update and Legal Shield call. We're going to talk about Legal Shield, the amazing new partners that we have here on Real News Live, and we will be with bringing in Jay Matta to talk about the Legal Shield services and how also, if you want to, you can also become a business owner, be a reseller of Legal Shield. It's a really great program. I signed up for it for my own legal coverage, and we'll be talking about that for 30 minutes or so. And just kind of like also catching up on the news and stuff. All right, I'm going to slide into the chat and also double check the Rumble chat. And remember, guys, over there on Rumble, that you can always hit the subscribe button and support the show for $5 a month. I do appreciate that very much, as does Jennifer Falah. So, I just thought I'd come in here and give you a quick news update and talk about some things that are kind of rumored to be out there. Let's see who's here. We got to give our YouTube folks a chance to catch up because they don't get notifications in advance anymore. Larry, yeah, tell us what we want to hear. I can't tell you that, Larry, but I'm getting close. Gina Skinner is here. Midwest Gal is here. Thanks very much. Who's over on the Rumble side? We got some Project 88. Love Trumpy is here. Yeah, smash that like button if you don't mind. Let's like our videos. That also gets the algorithm to notice us and put us up at the top of people's search lists. Ron Davidoff. Ron is here. Love you, man. You're the best. No homo. The past several weeks, Mike's had a show on Fridays. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to start doing Friday 30-minute shows or half an hour shows. We used to do free reading Friday with Jen, but she needs some time off. Um, so we're not going to do. I don't know. I'm going to try to do these things consistently. I've done. This is my eighth or ninth podcast this week, and I am burned out. But we're going to do this today and hit it and have a good time. Frederica's here. Hi, Frederica. Hi, Kathleen. New American Media. Yeah, Brian. Sorry about that. Brian was still on. I kind of begged him to get off the air. But Brian, why don't we do a thing? Why don't we do a thing where like 10 to 11:15 or 1 to 1:15? Well, no, it would be 1 to 2:15 in the afternoon. Pretty much most days. Let me snag that. Your time. Yeah, 1 to 2:15 your time. Synardic, yep, you got a notification. Good. Sir Laugh-A-Lot's here from Northern Alberta, eh? The future 51st state. Hi, Susie Q. How are you? Tell me what my guides say, Mike. Well, I don't know what your guides say. So, plastic straws are back, Brian. That's awesome news over there at the New American Media. That's fantastic. Um, and good morning. The Super Bowl would be a great cover for an RV. Yes, it would. Hi, Sherry. And Nancy is here. And Julie Cranford. Hi, Julie. Okay, guys. I'm gonna move over here and just talk about got a little news update and gonna fill you guys in on what I know and what I don't know. So I know that Mark Z did a show this morning and he talked about there are some important people that have moved to in Europe, in Zurich. I also can confirm that another person who is not Mark's person has also been called to Zurich. And I can also confirm that some important people have been moving out west. And I will let you figure out what that means. Out west, here in Nevada, not Las Vegas. You figure it out. Now, these people are bond people, and what they are being put in place for is that they are preparing to get funded, supposedly this weekend. I have another bond contact who I think is rock solid, who has been told in very high level meetings that he gets paid this week. Now, when these people get paid, that means everything is on. That means everybody else is going to get paid. And hi, Sybil. How are you? I saw you yesterday. Nice to see you guys. So that's where we're at. Don't forget, Jen predicted that this weekend was going to be a big financial shakeup, that we're going to start to see things in public that we're going to sort of, shake everything to its core. And I believe that that is on track. Everything I'm hearing is that we are on track. It was supposed to actually have gone through last night. It did not, but I was told if it's not last night, it will be Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. So again, that's what we're looking at. And yeah, the Super Bowl would be a nice distraction. For that. So that's the news update. That's really all that I have. And I think that if you guys want to move on now and go on to other things, go right ahead. But that's the news update as of now. I did talk to Mark this morning. We are on the same page about our separate European contacts being called in for this weekend. So that feels like something big is brewing. Okay, so the thing is, even after this is all over, even if you have money, you're still going to need some legal protection. You're going to need legal services. You're going to need to be dealing with people because it's going to take a long time to reform the entire judicial system, which is in need of very, very serious reforms. But it's going to take a long time for that to happen. So, in the meantime, you're going to be in a situation where you are going to have to protect yourself. You're going to have to protect your assets. You're going to have to protect yourself from overzealous prosecutors. Anybody who went to Washington, D.C. a few years ago can tell you all about them. So what I did and what I felt like was a really important thing to do, I got introduced to this product by Mel Carmine, who's a wonderful guy, is Legal Shield. Legal Shield is a service. You pay a monthly fee and you can get coverage for most, if not all, of your major legal problems. That you get a lot of things done, like wills and stuff, at a discount price. Really, really good service. And I also got the gun rider. That means that if let's say I'm out taking Barkley for a walk and a big German Shepherd attacks him and tries to kill him, and I have to shoot the German Shepherd, I have a specific gun rider, meaning that they will put me in touch with a Nevada lawyer who understands Nevada gun law, who will take over the case. Boom, right off the bat. All I do is use the app to get in there and give them a call, and we're off and running. So what I want to do is bring in Jay Mata from Legal Shield, and he's going to come in and tell us all about service products. And it's amazing, Jay. The thing is, it's amazingly cheap. When I signed up just a month or two ago, the cheapest service was like $39 a
Yeah.
month, just peanuts. I signed up for the big premium one, which is only $60 a month, I think, and then I got the $15 a month gun rider. So I'm only into it for about 65, $75, and I feel very well protected and very well covered. And I even saw on the website, which we'll go to in a minute, I even saw on the website, I think there's a plan as low as $29 a month.
Well, it's $29 a month. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just, you go. I'm going to go out and find the Legal Shield website, which I should have had up here, and I'll put it up while you talk.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm an independent rep from for Legal Shield, and we're out there sharing the message. And it's really good for us in the United States and in Canada because what you were talking about here, Mike, about what's possibly happening with the currencies and everything, and at any point in time that could very well happen. There's a lot of indicators right now that in 2025 is going to be a very, very prosperous year, and that's not only spiritually, but the breadcrumbs seem to line up really well for this, right? So that being said, one of the biggest things is, we have a show like you guys do, is that it's almost like, we got to help people understand, like, when you work this hard, you have everything you got with you, your spiritual side of yourself, your physical side of yourself, your financial side of yourself. Why work that hard to get that kind of payoff and not have protection? Okay, this is what this is all about. For literally a few dollars a day, you're going to have some of the best legal counsel, if you would, on demand in the event you need something. Review documents. Hey, your neighbor's bothering me. I know someone said something about, hey, they want to buy their property before they do a subdivision, stuff like that. I mean, they're able to have anything that you think that you would normally call a lawyer for. You can actually say, I'm going to call my lawyer, and this time actually mean it. The way they did this is it's like you're prepaying for the access to a legal, just like you would to go to a doctor, right? So in the event something happens, you're paying a lot less money to keep them out there for at your disposal, if you would. Not only for the basics of what you think you'd need an attorney for, a company not refunding your money that should refund your money. People owe you money. IRS tax audits. You might use an example of being a gun owner. In the event that happens, if you're a business owner, someone's giving you grief on your business, how do you protect yourself? Do you have the right employee agreements? Are you all that stuff that you can get counsel on with this stuff, right? So it's really, really good there. And then there's the identity theft part of it, which protects you and your family in the event that someone look, the reality is that it's not a matter of if your identity gets hacked, it's to what extent at this point, right? So everybody's getting something going on, right? So, but it does cover you in the event up to $3 million in the event someone hacks your account, opens up credit in your name, uses it. Even if they mess up your credit score, they'll bring the score up to police to hack status.
Say that again. $3 million?
Up to $3 million. So listen, if you have a crypto wallet or something, you all know how to say there's a lot of money. And listen, there's as much as going on right now, people are getting smarter. Nefarious forces are smarter, so they know what's going on. They know how to be able to access and tap this stuff. It's just good sense. It makes good sense right now to have this protection. It's only in the United States and Canada. It's not a new thing. It's been around since 1972. Okay, so it's been around for a minute. They've gotten better and better and better. So let me tell you why they get the best law firms, because a lot of people are saying, well, what the hell kind of firm am I going to get for $50 a month, $30 a month, right? So imagine, like in Las Vegas, there's a million, let's say there's a million people out there, but imagine a million people spending $30 a month. That's $30 million. Those law firms get a percentage of that money, whether we use them or not. That's a lot of cash. So when we do call, we get a high level of customer service. The law firm can't have had any disciplinary actions and have to be admitted in their bar in their state. So when we do call them, and so there's a lot of that going. There's a lot of that's available. It brings back the justice system back to everybody. It makes it available to everybody. And then when you can, like I said, when you can have the peace of mind, whatever your world is, to know that, hey, in the event something happens, I know something or someone's got my back. I have insurance for that. It's a really good. United States and Canada. I know other countries, if you're watching right now, maybe you can lobby your country, but right now it's United States and Canada is where it's at.
Yeah, I had a friend who just went through a divorce a couple months ago, and I didn't find out about Legal Shield. I mean, I should have known these kinds of things existed, but I didn't find out about it until about 2 weeks too late. If she had had that service, it would have saved her a lot of time, a lot of trouble, and a lot of headaches. And for only $50 or $60 a month, that's just an amazing savings, and just also the peace of mind, because nobody wants to deal with legal issues. I work in television. I get contracts. I'm lucky. I have a friend who's a lawyer, and I send it to him. But I mean, it would be great to have somebody review it and really go through and tell me, okay, this is exactly what this means. You're not going to get paid for DVDs or something like that. And it's a tremendous service, a tremendous opportunity to have some consultation on stuff. Most people don't have a lawyer friend like I did. So what do you do when you get a big, complicated contract and you're not really sure what it means?
Exactly. What do you do when you have the contract? What do you do when you're trying to sign a lease agreement? What are you trying to do if you're trying to rent a house to somebody? What do you try to do if you bought some furniture or something in a store and they say, oh, you've exceeded our refund policy, or there's a restocking fee? The things that normally we would say, I'd love to have an attorney in my back pocket to do this, but you're not wanting to spend the $300 to $500 an hour to do it. You now will have that ability to do that. They'll write a letter on your behalf. You'll talk to an attorney. You're not talking to an intake person. You're actually going to be talking to an attorney that'll help you with that, help you draft the letter if that's what's needed. And again, in the event of a covered incident, like a gun owner, or if you have, they have trial defense services, they'll actually go to trial on your behalf for you. IRS tax audits. Okay. Look, I know we all have different opinions about that, but if you do get audited, and this is all if, right? So if you do get audited with any of these things, you're covered on that.
Yeah, I had an incident, I remember, about 5 years ago where I was at a restaurant and I got attacked by the manager. Like, the guy threw me to the ground and everything, and the police came, and I called the police, and they came, and they, but then they had to go off on another call, and I didn't have anything. And by the time I talked to a lawyer, actually made an appointment and talked to a lawyer and all that stuff, they had destroyed the security cam tapes, which would have proved the guy was an asswipe. And he didn't want to sue him. So in this case, I could have literally gone out, called them, gotten them to probably gotten a restraining order the same day, and said, do not touch those security camera tapes, and done something and gotten some justice. And instead, it just was I ended up in a fight, and that was about it. So the police were completely on my side. I have the police report and everything, but is this the kind of thing that you could use Legal Shield for in a situation like that?
Yeah, you call anybody. I mean, your first line of defense is you click an app. Like if you're on your phone right now, you tap an app, if you would. It's going to connect you to the law firm. It's going to ask you what is your scenario, what it is you need help with, and then it'll connect you to the right person. So yes, whatever you think you're going to need it for. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Whatever you think you're going to need it for, it's there available. Then the attorneys will properly, advise you based on that. But here's another cool thing, Mike, I want to share with you is that, people think about like we have a kid that's just getting out of college, right? So college kids do what college kids do. But imagine like if you are actually driving, exactly. Imagine like if you're driving and all of a sudden that you get pulled over, you can tap an app on your phone, and then they can go ahead and they'll have an officer. Then a lawyer will be right on the phone within 90 seconds. Okay, 90 seconds talking to the officer on your behalf.
Yeah, there's a lot of DUI pullovers here in Vegas, and Vegas is an easy place to drive. But let's say I had a couple glasses of wine. Cop doesn't, I have a burned out blinker. Cop pulls me over, wants to harass me about whether I've been drinking. I can just say, hey, get the guy in
90
line.
seconds, man. 90 seconds. They have emergency service. Someone called for, listen, we're not the lawyer, so we're not telling you all this is covered, but I'm just giving you examples. But we had actually a restaurant owner that called and she said, look, she goes, I have legal workers in my restaurant. However, though, they are going to be confused about as from ICE possibly. So if they do get it, can they have anything? Well, she goes, I want to buy this so they can tap the app and utilize the emergency services. You guys, I can't stress the importance of this. Again, whatever you believe or don't believe about whatever, that's not the point here. The fact is that if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. Mm-hmm. That's really what this boils down to be. And this is something that you now will be able to know your rights, even though you don't really know your rights, but you'll know your rights.
Exactly. A guy I knew once said it really, really well. He said, there is no law but that which you bring into the courtroom or the transaction. So again, you got to know what your rights are, and your lawyer will help you do that. I got a question from Robin here. Legal Shield cover real estate transactions and trusts.
Yeah, so they'll do document review. Depending on the plan, you can get up to 50 pages document review. They'll help you with all that stuff. Trust, they'll do a trust for $250. Where are you going to get a trust for $250? The will is free for everybody, or as part of your membership, but the trust is $250. They'll do that for you. You fill out a basic questionnaire. Next thing you know, you're on the phone with the lawyer for like 2 hours or however long it takes to make sure it's completed for you.
To answer your question on Rumble, that guy, no, my contact is not the contact that Wolverine has. So that'll answer your question. Guys, if you have questions, just pop right in there. There's estate planning, family law, employment law. What about if you have a small business? What kind of coverage do you get for that?
Yeah, you're going to have, again, document review, someone, slip and falls, anything that a small business owner would be concerned about. Hey, I need employee agreements, IRS tax audits. They need collection letters going out. I mean, you name it, the day-to-day operations. Hey, a small business wants to move to another center location. They need to have their lease reviewed. And the cool thing about these small businesses, believe it or not, the small business owner can offer this to his or her employees. Now, here's the one thing: the small business owner says, well, why the hell would I do that? Right? So here's the reason why a small business owner would do it is number one is they cannot use the plan against you. So your employees cannot turn around and go back after the employer, even if they sell it. The employees get a discount when they're part of an employer group. It keeps people more productive because the stuff that happens in your life, which happens. Imagine being able to, instead of you leaving work or you having a deal or you having to run to the courthouse or you having to write letters, someone else deals with it. You stay productive in work and you keep earning the money for you and the ones that rely upon you the most. This is covering your questions, I should say, from everything from A to Z in the legal system. You just got to call up and find out and talk it through with them, and they'll guide you appropriately. But you're going to have the best of the best, really, just guide. And we need those consultants in life, guys. We really do, especially with in my opinion, too, the prosperity in our favor coming our way. So you got a big target on your back. This is reality.
Now, what about estate planning and wills and things like that? Living wills, you can get discounts on all those.
You totally can. Now, remember, if you got the plan that you got, and which I have, it's $20. The trust comes for $250. Yeah. Anything that goes beyond the plan descriptions, and you guys, there'll be a link in the description below and a phone number, so we can get you more specific information about what you're looking for. But anything above that, you're already going to get a discount on top of already reduced services. So if it goes beyond, like, let's say the covered items, if you would, which is the basics. So for example, if you have to go to court and you didn't have that plan, or you know what I mean, or you know those kind of things that you know are more severe, if you would, you'll get discounts on that.
Right. And if you do, yeah, do you have any questions? You can call Jay at
Yeah,
330.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
You
Because
want
here's
to
what
say?
we'll do: is when they call or text Mike Legal, tell us what it is. You know, is it for you? Is it your family? Is it for your business? And then we'll send you like information, like leaving some little videos so you can review the context of the plan, so you can see what it is that's covered and make sure you're making. You know, again, you know, we all are making the right decision by having it, especially if you have nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Which most people do. They just don't have anything at all other than the fact of like maybe some extra cash laying around in the event something happens, which you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? All the time. You know, if you have like I said, if you for like a little, about $1 a day, $2 a day, depending on what you want, you know, have someone on demand for you.
Right. You know, to be able to call somebody up and get legal consultation is pretty amazing stuff. Sherry has a question. She
Yeah.
says, my dad lives with me and he has dementia. If I get this service and something comes up regarding my dad, would I have to get a separate account for my dad or can I share mine with him? Hope this makes sense. Well, Sherry, it seems to me like Jay, if she's acting in her dad's behalf, if he has dementia, which I would assume she might have power of attorney, you guys can help with power of attorney and all that, so she can act on his behalf, right? And then
Yeah,
doesn't.
I would imagine if you got the legal document shown, and again, the attorneys would have to do that, and they may say, hey, listen, you know, because it is your dad, we need to file this, and you know, we'll find, we can find out for you. That's a great question, though, it really is. But I would say probably what would make the most sense at this point in time is, you know, one of you get the plan, maybe you, and then you start asking the questions and let the attorneys tell you and say, hey, look, you know, we do need a plan for your dad for this, because again, not knowing all the details on that.
Yeah, and you know, again, here's the Legal Shield website. You go right in there, and under estate planning, you've got powers of attorney. That would fall under there, Sherry. So you know, you sign up, talk to somebody, or you can just go through the
Yeah.
information that's on the website. It's
Yeah, yeah. They'll advise you correctly. I mean, you know, we're here, Mike, myself, a few others like us. We're here communicating the benefits. So that's really our role here. Say, look what we found, everybody. We found this really cool thing that'll just protect you in the event that, you know, something goes down or whatever. These people at the legal, they'll be able to work it through this stuff. They're very good. Like I said, they're paid very well. So, you know, they're not looking to lose a collective large client like this.
Yeah, well, no, and I mean, if you don't do well for someone, obviously the word's going to get around.
Yeah,
So, but everything I've heard about Legal Shield is it's a great
yeah,
company.
yeah,
And
yeah. I've been honestly, you know, I've been involved with it since 2010, right? And
yeah,
you know, so a long time. I mean, it's been around for a minute. It's standing the test of time. You know, it's only getting better. It's listening to customers. I mean, you know, they have great customer service. I mean, again, they're in business, right? So they want to make sure that they, you know, they're working diligently to give you what you're looking for. I mean, obviously within reason, you know, like if don't go out and kill someone and say, is this covered under my plan? You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? That you know, there's certain, obviously there's going to be things there, but for the most part, you know, you're going to be able to have access. You know what I mean? The whole point about it is that in the event of your times where you don't want to deal with it, you know that you have access to pick up the phone and get some real proper advice, and that proper advice will then guide you whether, hey, okay, you know, we need to go further with this. Maybe you need to kind of hire us as a discount, or this is covered. And again, they'll let you know when you call.
and that's the other thing too. Is I guess I want to ask this question: is if you have to go further with your legal machinations, movements through the process, do you get discounted services from these law firms that you guys are
20,
contracted?
25%. You get
Yeah,
25%.
that's
You
pretty
know,
amazing, right
yeah, it
there.
really is. You know what I mean? And generally, they know that you're already a client. I mean, look, they're in every single state in Canada.
Yeah, that's fascinating stuff. Okay, just a couple of different plans, base plans, individuals, families, small business. You want to talk about those a little bit, the differences, or
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, just you guys, there'll be a link in the description, but really, it's kind of like the way I describe it is like kind of like regular, you know, unleaded, and then supreme, if you would. There's
right,
just different plans, and all you do is you're going to look at what's covered in there. But you know, like I said, the premium one, which is the one we got, like I said,
right,
Mike, you got it, I got it. That's
right.
really the one to get everybody. I mean, that covers everything. It's $50 a month. What are you looking at? $1.50 a day, even, right?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money a month, and it covers you and the family. Okay,
Hmm.
that's the one I would be looking at for everybody. And again, remember, there's 1,000,001 reasons of why anybody can use this. You know what I mean? Someone slips and falls. Someone, you know, does anything. Again, you're able to pick up a lawyer. You're able to pick up and talk to a lawyer for anything you want. Okay,
Yeah.
there's a million reasons, and then again, depending on which one, we'll get more in depth with you as far as we'll help you to understand what your best options are for coverage.
Right. So, you look at like the premium plan, which is what I got, and then added on the gun thing. It includes all the advanced services, but you can establish a trust, assistance with simplified probate, defense on death related traffic charges, representation during an IRS tax audit. Most of the time, if the IRS decides to audit you, assuming they're still going to exist in a few years, but if they audit you, just the fact that you have representation, they pretty much back off and come to a settlement as quickly as they can. Right? That's invaluable
Exactly.
right there.
Uncontested adoption, uncontested divorces. I mean, look at this one: an uncontested divorce, separation, or annulment. Annual updates to your will. I mean, reinstating your driver's license, traffic
Right.
ticket support. I mean, a consumer debt disputes. I mean, again, you name it. This stuff's going to be covered. This is the day-to-day stuff that most people have to or have dealt with at some point in their life that just goes bananas. And all the plans have the emergency service access where if you get pulled over, for any reason, you tap an app, there'll be a lawyer on the phone within 90 seconds. So you can have their, anything that you can think about, collections, all that stuff. So remember,
Yeah.
if don't go out hunting for it or manifesting it, but if it does happen for you, you know that you got peace of mind on this thing.
Yeah, even debt collection. My brother was being harassed by some people who claimed he owed them money that he never took a loan out from, and so that kind of thing would be
That exactly. Yeah, you want that stuff covered. I mean, I tell you, like a couple of things. We had some furniture, and they said, "Oh, we didn't like the furniture. We wanted to return it," and they said, "Oh, it's going to be a 30% restocking fee." And then after you write a letter to them, then all of a sudden there's no restocking fee. So
Yeah.
you see, again, it gets back to if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. But these things that you think about, you'd want to, like, you could actually say to someone, say, "You're going to hear from my attorney, but this time actually mean it." You know what I mean? Like you can
Mhm.
actually say that. I mean, we've all said that, right? So
Right.
you can actually do that. So just again, review the plans. I'm happy to help with more information. We're also, Mike, looking for partners to help us get the word out on this thing. So
Yeah.
if people that you guys are connected to Mike, if you'd like to help get the word out to your networks, or that, hey, oh my gosh, I love this because I'm going to get a will. I mean, you tried or you use the plan and you see the value of it and you'd like to share it with others. The company's got to pay a forward program, so they're already paying somebody. Why not let them pay you? So if you think that's on your radar too, just mention that when you text me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And let me get to why don't we talk about, you can also, if you want to, become a Legal Shield business owner, right? You can become an owner. I was trying to get to my page and I got the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
page.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, absolutely. You can become a legal shield business owner. And
Yeah.
that, who's that perfect for? That's perfect for people like us that are talking to a lot of people. Obviously, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Your content creators out there that are talking to. See, if you're a content creator watching this, and think about the people that rely upon you for information. I mean, they're coming to your shows, they're coming to that, so they'd like advice from you. Whether they take it or not is not the point of this. But at least you could, again, that's something you could be doing right there. People who are, have access to other people, or maybe as simple as like, look, you know what, you're a parent and you do have some adult children, and you say to them, hey, you kids need to be smart about this. You as the parent could have actually be set up for $50, if you would, just to be set up as what's called an associate. And then you can go ahead and sell it to your kids and you make some money on this thing. I mean, it's this great, really great. I mean, this is the model of life. And anyway, it's the company's got these pay it forward programs in it where, instead of throwing their money in big board advertising or TV advertising, they'd like to pay us in word of mouth. So,
Yeah.
it's really a great scenario. It really is.
Yeah. And that's legalshield.com. And that link is in the description along with the
Yeah, guys, go to the link below, text the number before you. Unless you know that you know exactly what it is. I really, best practices. I did it. Text that number. Let us help walk you through it. Okay, make sure you
Yeah.
do get it. You don't know. Because we get often, like, we'll get a person buy it, the next thing you know, like, oh man, I should have got this for my business, and
Yeah.
they call back. So let us help understand it. What it is again, you don't have to share the details of why you want it. Just let us know who you are and what you're doing, and what your life is around, and then we'll help say, okay, for this you should do this, and simple as that.
And again, the number is 321-216-8047, and just text Mike Legal as part of your text to Jay,
Yeah.
and we'll
Yeah.
go from there. Sherry says she's going to do this for sure. Good, Sherry. That's no. Laura has a question. She says, "I got in late. Do you have common law lawyers? Can they do common law trust?" That's an interesting kind of exotic thing. I mean, there's all this conversation about when we do the reset of everything, right? We're going to have, but right now we're kind of, I guess, technically under admiralty law. But what can you give us any answer about that, Jay? Or that's kind of a, like I said, an abstract question.
It's definitely an exotic question. Yeah. So, the best thing I would say for you, Laura, on that one is to, go through the plans. I mean, text us. We'll send you information on the plans, read through it and see if it's exactly going to look at, what you're looking for. I mean, again, we are not the lawyers, right? So what we're doing is we're providing that service and making it available. But as far as your specific questions, they'll be the ones to answer that. But you literally, when you go to the app, for example, and you want to book an appointment with a lawyer, Laura, is that you tap in divorce lawyer, bankruptcy, you type in what it is, and I'm sure they'll have another thing and they type it in there. And, so give it a shot,
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to add about this, Jay? Or you have any other things aspects of this that you think are important for people to know?
I would just say in the United States and Canada, if you're watching this right now, we're very, 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 very lucky to have this service available to us. Okay, because a lot of countries don't, and that's what's causes, you guys know, the real color of justice is green. Okay, that's what it is. So we now have access to that system where the real color of justice is. So if you look at it, I would encourage you to look at it seriously. Click on the link below, review the different plans. It's a super, super easy website to navigate. And then, like I said, any more information, just text that, and I'll happy to help you.
Okay, and for you guys over on Rumble, don't forget to hit that subscribe button or pop me a $5 or $10 Rumble rant. I could appreciate that too. We got 321-216-8047. You can text that number with questions or concerns, and make sure you put Mike Legal in the text. That way, Jay knows it's
I got you.
the show we did today. Okay, Jay, is there anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah. No, man. Thanks for bringing me into your world, and thanks for having your goodwill available that you built to be able to share this with people. We appreciate that for sure.
Okay. So thank you guys all for being here. And again, it's legalshield.com. There's links in the description. You want to be an associate business owner, it's a great opportunity. And you can just text Jay at 321-216-8047. So Jay, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for showing up today.
Yeah, and cheers to everybody's success this year, for real. And just again, remember, when you're successful, you have a target on your back. Just protect yourself. So much luck to you all. Okay, thanks, Mike.
Exactly. Thank you, Jay. And I'm going to wrap up, guys, here with a little recap of the news, and just to kind of tell you what's going on with that. Let me get chat there. Again, that's legalshield.com, or you can follow the link in the description to go to the associate thing. And again, if you sign up, it'd be better if you signed up through the associate link that I put in there in the description. But legalshield.com for information. Please just make sure if you do sign up that you credit me. It gives me a little bit of a street cred with those guys. Okay, let's go back to the news update and finish off what we have. We have movement of important people whose names you would not know, but who are important, into some of the major pay centers. One that I can't say, that's in Nevada and not Las Vegas. Some really big people moving there, and they were told to go there by people of the highest authority. Okay. People of the highest authority. We have two other people for sure that we know that have moved in Europe to Zurich, one of whom is going to walk away with enough money to change the world. Let's put it that way. Enough money to make a major change in the world. So there is movement. There are things happening. Wolvie is excited. Lots of people are excited. And it does look like, again, there is a plan to execute this and finally get this thing out in the open and get it started for this weekend. Now, quote me on that. Go ahead. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. And we've heard this before, but I believe we are closer now than we've ever been. Of course, every day that goes by, we're closer now than we've ever been. But what I mean by this is that I take this much more seriously than I have taken it in the last 2 or 3 years, to be honest with you. So, I've been in this thing 15 years. Um, I'm not excited because I don't let myself get excited anymore, but I'm as excited as I can possibly be after 15 years of waiting. So, we're there. We're very close. I am waiting and watching one contact who is supposed to have funds released today. If that were to happen, it would mean we are on and we're next. So I'm waiting to hear about that. I'll try to do an update in the Telegram room. If I hear any movement on that today, if there's anything that happens, I will say what I can say. Now you have to understand, people are telling me things, but they're also kind of swearing me to secrecy at the same time. So I have to dance around this as best I can. But I'm not BSing you. There are people all through. Seems like there's some sort of seems like there are some sort of there's like a nexus point um coming up this weekend, and it may be centered around the Super Bowl. We shall see. So just stay tuned, stay posted. Yeah, guys, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna talk to Brian. I'm gonna try to do a regular Friday news update on a regular basis. So thanks for being here. Let me double check over on the Rumble side of the house. No other new questions. Okay, guys, everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl if you're inclined along those lines. And Jen will not be back on Monday, so it'll be more of a newsy show on Monday. But I am going to replace Jen with Mel Carmine. So Mel's going to come in. We're going to talk reset. We're going to talk finances, and we're going to talk Quantum Summit 2. Quantum Summit 2. And again, guys, don't forget, get on over there, sign up, show up for the Quantum Summit 2 on March 8th and 9th in Cape Canaveral, Florida. It's going to be fun. We're going to party. We're going to eat some great food. We're going to do some dancing, and you're going to have an incredible lineup of speakers, including me, including Zester, including Mark Z, Nino Rodriguez. A whole bunch of great people are going to be at Quantum Summit 2 in Cape Canaveral. Jaco, hopefully he doesn't kick my ass. A lot of cool people talking about a lot of things: crypto, currency resets, gold standards. I'm going to be telling you the secret history of the United States that nobody knows, and how we got into this place in the first place. How we got to this place in time is what I'm going to be talking about. So it's going to be great. Everybody get over there. Go to Quantum Summit 1776.com. There should also be a link in the description. Jan Halper Hayes is going to be there. 107. It's going to be a spectacular event. All right. That's it. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I will see you guys back here on Monday.